invaded Afghanistan in 2001, we promised that defence of human rights would be a top priority. 10 years after, the overthrow of the Taliban! Yeah, you. There have been some advances for women in Afghanistan, but these gains could be compromised as leaders of the Taliban are being brought to the negotiating table. It's like getting rid of the world's worst flatmate, only to have them move back in again 10 years later. And they still haven't changed. The Taliban devastated women's rights in Afghanistan. No other regime in the world has forced half of its population into virtual house arrest, preventing women from showing their faces, seeking medical care, attending school, or even participating in politics. Plus, the Taliban always uses up all the milk. And they never take the bins out! No, it's fine, I'll do it, whatever. While living with the Taliban, fewer than 1 million children attended school. Almost none of them were girls. But in 2008 to 2009, more than 5 million children attended school, more than a third of whom were girls. But even now, the Taliban continue to attack girls' education. 74 schools were destroyed or closed down from March to December 2010 as a result of violence. 26 of those were girls' schools. Imagine what will happen if the Taliban get back into power. Living with the Taliban means they target women who are active in political life. But since the Taliban was overthrown, 40% of voters are female, and 27% of parliamentary seats are held by women. Ha! Currently in Afghanistan, women have freedom of movement and are allowed to drive cars. But when you're living with the Taliban, you're banned from leaving the house, unless chaperoned by a mahram, a male blood relative. Oh, come on! I've got to go down the shop! For a start, we've got no bloody milk left. Or bin bags. You can't have national security without women's security. You can't have peace when women are too scared to walk the streets. The biggest threat to the peace and security of Afghanistan is just around the corner if governments trade away women's rights with the Taliban. It's insane. To find out more, go to amnesty.org.uk/women.